Hello, good evening. So, in the educational classes of physiology of Society of Career Technology, SOCT, and Jan Vikas Mahasabha, Lucknow, you are invited. Welcome today. Yesterday we were talking about the history of discovery of DNA, the double helix, which was given by Watson and Crick. In continuation of that, today we will talk about that what were the important points of double helix model given by Watson and Crick. It is a ladder-like structure having two longitudinal rods and many transverse rods. The longitudinal rods contain an alternate arrangement of sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, and the other strand also contains sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate. But the two helices are anti-parallel to each other, like the two sides of the highway road divided by a divider. But actually this ladder is a spiral, like this. Watson told that in between the distance in between one full spiral, which is called the period of identity, is always 34 angstrom. The distance in between two longitudinal ladders is always 10 angstrom. But as it is spirally coiled, this thickness becomes 20 angstrom. After hydrolysis of DNA molecule, we get three types of molecules, which are, let us describe them. One, the 2-deoxyribose sugar C5H10O4, in which from carbon number 2, one oxygen has been removed. De means removal of something. So 2-deoxy means one oxygen atom has been removed from 2 point. There is a phosphoric acid H3PO4, in which with phosphorus atom on one side there is one oxygen, and on the three sides we have OH group. Thirdly, we have nitrogenous bases of two types, similar to a benzene ring, but here we have a pyrimidine skeleton having 4 carbon atoms and 2 nitrogen atoms. Nitrogen atoms are located at number 1 position and number 3. The pyrimidines are of two types. One, the 2,6-dioxy, 2,6. At 2 point and 6 point we have oxygen atom, and at 5 number carbon position there is a methyl group. So it is 2,6-dioxy 5-methyl pyrimidine or thymine. Similarly, there is 2-oxy 6-amino pyrimidine or cytosine. Similarly, there is a purine skeleton in which, along with this 6-carbon ring, there is a 5-carbon imidazole ring having 2 nitrogen atoms at position number 7 and 9. There are two types of purines. One, 6-aminopurine, where there is an amino group attached with the carbon number 6, so it is called 6-aminopurine or adenine. And secondly, 2-amino, in which one amino group, NH2 group, has been attached at carbon number 2. One oxygen atom has been attached with carbon number 6. So it is called 2-amino 6-oxypurine or guanine. But how these three molecules are attached with each other was described by Watson and Crick in their double helix model. Watson and Crick said that the two helices are ladder-like and anti-parallel, in which in the longitudinal ladders we have sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate. On this side also we have sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, but the two strands are anti-parallel to each other. And how these nitrogenous bases are attached with each other? Watson and Crick suggested that there is formation of a 3,5-phosphodiester linkage. You can see here there is one 2-deoxyribose sugar molecule. This is carbon number 3 and an OH group is attached. There is another deoxyribose sugar with carbon number 5th also one OH group has been attached. In between these two, a phosphoric acid H3PO4 molecules come. There is a rule that whenever two OH group come together, one HOH or H2 or water molecule is eliminated. Here also you can see that here there is an OH group, here there is an OH group, so one HOH is eliminated and only one oxygen remains. Here also we have one OH, here also one OH, one H2O is eliminated and only one oxygen is there. So we get here ester linkage at 3 point and 5 point, so it is called 3,5-phosphodiester linkage. How these nitrogenous bases are attached? Just wait. The guanine and cytosine bind with each other by 3 hydrogen bonds. Adenine and thymine bind with each other by 2 hydrogen bonds. There is a property that whenever hydrogen atom is present in between two strongly electronegative, the other is electronegative group attracts shared pair of electron of hydrogen towards it. A partial positive charge develops here, a partial negative charge develops here. So there is a weak bond which is called hydrogen bond, but it is also very important. Now let us see at which number carbon this bonding takes place. In the bonding between adenine and thymine, generally there is a custom that this side of the carbon or nitrogen of position 612 bind with 612 position of the other side. So here you can see that with carbon number 6, one NH2 group is attached. One hydrogen of this NH2 group binds with a hydrogen bond with the oxygen atom attached with carbon number 6 position. A second hydrogen bond is formed in between nitrogen of position 1 makes a hydrogen bond with hydrogen of the NH group of position 1. So there are 2 hydrogen bonds formed in between adenine and thymine. So you can write it, one hydrogen atom of NH2 group attached to carbon number 6 of adenine binds with oxygen bound to carbon number 6 of thymine by a hydrogen bond. Second, nitrogen of number 1 of adenine binds with hydrogen attached with nitrogen atom of place 1 by another hydrogen bond. Similarly, in the bonding between guanine and cytosine, here also same formula 612 holds on. In the guanine with the carbon of position 6, one oxygen is attached. That oxygen binds with hydrogen of the NH2 group attached with carbon number 6 of cytosine. Second, one hydrogen attached with nitrogen of position 1 binds with nitrogen of position 1 of the cytosine. Third, one hydrogen of NH2 group attached with carbon number of 2 position binds with oxygen attached with carbon number 2 position of cytosine. You can express it in this way also, removing the other part. So there are 3 hydrogen bonds in between guanine and cytosine. You can write it, oxygen atom attached with guanine's carbon number 6 make first hydrogen bond with hydrogen of NH2 terminal bound to carbon number 6 of cytosine. Second, hydrogen bonded with nitrogen number 1 of guanine makes second hydrogen bond with nitrogen atom of position 1 of cytosine. The third hydrogen bond is formed in between the hydrogen of NH2 terminal of carbon atom of position 2 and the oxygen atom attached with carbon atom of position 2 of cytosine. Watson and Crick also suggested that in between the transverse ladders, if two pyrimidine will close together, then the distance will become less than 10 angstrom. If two purines will come together, then the distance may become more than 10 angstrom. But here the distance is always 10 angstrom fixed in DNA molecule. Watson and Crick said that it is possible only when, if in one side there is a purine, it will bind with a pyrimidine. If there is a pyrimidine on this side, it will bind with a purine. So this principle always holds good. Another point was a combination of nitrogenous base plus 5 carbon sugar is called nucleoside. A combination of nitrogenous base plus 5 carbon sugar plus phosphoric acid is called nucleotide. So in DNA molecule, both helices are polynucleotide, having many nucleotide molecules attached with each other. You can see here a nucleoside molecule formed by a 5 carbon deoxyribose sugar. Carbon number of position 1 binds with nitrogen of number 9 position of a purine. So it is nitrogenous base plus sugar, it is called a nucleoside. Here it is a nucleotide having a nitrogenous base plus sugar and phosphate. This part is the same. Here at carbon number 3 position or at the 5th position, one phosphate group attaches, so it makes a nucleotide. Now, all these properties of DNA double helix model explain the properties and expectations of DNA molecule. The genes which are bearer of hereditary characters controlling all body characters are made up of DNA which are made up of the 4 types of nitrogenous bases bound together. On the other side, different characters, for example, we can see by our eyes only because the retina have a specific protein, rhodopsin. Our muscles contract because there is a elastic protein found in our muscles, actomyosin. Blood can transport oxygen and CO2 because it has a protein, hemoglobin. So these proteins are important. They are both structural protein and functional protein or enzymes. They are made up of 20 types of amino acids which are bound with each other by peptide bond. So the nitrogenous base sequence of DNA or its mRNA control the sequence of amino acids at the time of formation of a protein, and this way they control the different characters. So this way the DNA model given by Watson and Crick became successful in explaining all its property. Of course, now we have, this was the property of bDNA. Later on we came to know about some variations also, the zDNA, etc., which we will talk about in later lecture somewhere. Today, thank you very much.